Hey everyone, and welcome back. It feels like almost every day we're hearing about some new development in artificial intelligence and how it's going to revolutionize, well, practically everything. Okay, so have you seen this AVT Masterclass banner video they're asking? Is 2025 the year of dubbing?
Yeah, it's a pretty bold claim, isn't it? But then again, look at how much AI is changing everything.
Right, and this AI dubbing thing, it's really got me thinking, we got to dive into this. This is one of those things that's right on the edge of exploding. But what does it really mean for us, the people who work with languages day in and day out?
It's a valid question. It can feel like a lot of hype, but there are some areas where AI is already having a very real impact, and one of those is dubbing.
Yeah, AI dubbing is getting a lot of attention, and I know it can be a bit overwhelming to try and keep up with all the different aspects and possibilities.
There are so many different approaches, from synthetic voices to lip-syncing technology, and it's hard to know where to even begin.
Exactly. So on today's deep dive, we're going to be tackling this head on. We're going to be talking all about AI dubbing and specifically a really exciting new course from AVT Masterclass that's designed to give you the knowledge and skills you need to navigate this rapidly evolving landscape.
That sounds useful. I mean, as language professionals, I think we all want to be able to make informed decisions about how and when to use AI in our work, and this course seems like a great place to start.
It really does. And the great thing is they have a free preview available so you can get a taste of what it's like before committing.
That's always a bonus. Let's jump into the deep dive then and see what this AVT Masterclass course is all about. The AVT Masterclass course, it doesn't just scratch the surface. It really breaks down how AI is changing the entire landscape of how we translate and deliver video.
I was really struck by the variety. We're not just talking about one type of AI dubbing. The course covers everything from synthetic voices to, whoa, AI that can actually manipulate lip movements.
Yeah, and it's not just the tech itself, it's the whole ecosystem, automatic speech recognition for transcription, machine translation for obviously translating the dialogue. It's all connected.
And what's really cool, the course actually uses the technology it's teaching. They've got these AI avatars of the instructors using clones of their own voices.
I know, right? It's like they're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk. And apparently this AI avatar thing is a trend they're seeing more broadly, like CEOs and content creators are starting to explore it.
Makes you think, if educators are using it, it must be getting pretty good, right?
Right. And the course is packed with resources, too. There's this list of AI dubbing platforms with reviews, which is super helpful. Plus, notable stuff like a glossary, tips, hacks on how to use IPA and SSML. We'll get to those later.
Oh, and don't forget the certificate. You can actually test your knowledge and get certified. So for everyone listening, our goal today is to give you the distilled essence of this whole AI dubbing course. And this is all geared towards language professionals, right? People who are already working in dubbing, localization, or audiovisual translation.
Exactly. This course is really designed to help people like us understand how we can use AI dubbing effectively in our work.
Makes sense. So it's not just about the theory, it's about practical application as well.
Yeah, it seems to be very practical. They show you how to use different AI dubbing tools. They give you tips for choosing the right approach for different types of content. And they even have some really cool hacks for fixing common problems with synthetic speech.
Like what kind of hacks?
Well, for example, they talk about using the International Phonetic Alphabet, or IPA, to help the AI pronounce tricky words correctly.
Ah, so that's how you avoid those awkward mispronunciations that can sometimes happen with synthetic voices.
Yeah, and they also talk about using speech synthesis markup language, or SSML, to fine-tune things like pacing, pitch, and emphasis to make the synthetic speech sound more natural.
So you can really get granular with it and make it sound exactly how you want it to.
Precisely. And the course also highlights the importance of quality control in AI dubbing. I mean, even though AI is getting really good, it's still not perfect.
That's true. There's always a risk of something getting lost in translation, literally.
Right. How do we ensure quality in AI dubbing?
Right, because AI can be amazing, but it can also make some pretty ridiculous mistakes if you're not careful.
Absolutely. And the course points out that quality can mean different things to different people. Some prioritize translation accuracy above all else. Others focus on how natural it sounds or how engaging it is for the audience.
And then there's the question of customer satisfaction, meeting industry standards, and whether the dubbing actually achieves its goal.
Right. It's multifaceted. And we can't forget about the potential damage to a brand's reputation if the dubbing is bad.
Oh, yeah. A bad dub can totally ruin the experience. So how do we approach quality control in this new world of AI dubbing?
Well, the course talks about the difference between quality assurance, or QA, which is about preventing errors in the first place, and quality control, or QC, which is about detecting and correcting errors that slip through.
So QA is like setting things up for success from the start.
Exactly. And the course gives some specific tips for AI dubbing QA, things like having clear script templates, separating the dialogue track from the music and effects track, creating pronunciation glossaries, providing metadata to the machine translation engine.
So you're basically giving the AI as much guidance as possible to help it make good choices.
Right. And then QC is your safety net, making sure things are good before they go out the door.
So for AI dubbing, that means reviewing the translations, checking the audio quality, making sure the timing and lip sync are good.
Exactly. It often involves a mix of automated checks and human review.
And the course points out that there isn't a perfect all-in-one quality assessment system for AI dubbing yet.
Not yet, but it's coming.
So to help us understand quality in a more structured way, the course dives into some existing models from the dubbing world, referencing experts like Frederick Shalom and Giselle Spiteri-Miggiani. Have you heard of them?
Oh yeah, they're pretty big names in the field.
It's amazing how much goes into creating a high-quality dubbed product.
It's an art form for sure. So they talk about different quality tiers and parameters you need to consider when working with AI dubbing.
It sounds like they're really trying to equip people with everything they need to know to make informed decisions about using AI in their work.
They really are, and they do it in a really interesting way too. The whole course is actually delivered by AI avatars of the instructors.
Wait, really? So you're not actually watching videos of real people?
Nope. It's all AI generated, and they even use voice cloning so the avatars sound just like the real instructors.
That's so cool. I've got to admit, I'm a little bit skeptical about AI avatars, but I'm also curious to see how it works in practice.
I think it's a really smart move on their part. I mean, if you're going to teach people about AI, why not use AI to do it?
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like a first-hand experience of the technology in action. And they actually say that in the course description, don't they? Something like, if you're considering using AI avatars in your organization, this is your chance to experience it firsthand.
Exactly. So even if you're not sure about AI avatars, it's still a really interesting way to learn about the technology. And aside from the cool avatar thing, they also have a really useful curated list of the best AI dubbing tools available.
Oh, that's handy. It can be hard to know where to start with all the different tools out there.
I know, right? But they've done the research for you and put together a list of the best ones with reviews and everything.
That's fantastic. And they also have screencast demonstrations, don't they?
Yeah, so you can actually see the tools in action with real audiovisual content.
That's much more helpful than just reading a description, so you can actually see how the workflow looks and what the results are like. Now, there's this other trend they talk about, AI translation as a feature, or TF. What's that all about?
So this is about integrating AI translation directly into content creation platforms, basically making multilingual production a seamless part of the process.
So instead of translation being an afterthought, it's baked into the tools from the beginning.
Exactly, and the course points to platforms like Synthesia as examples. They're trying to be one-stop shops where you can create a video with an AI avatar and then have it translated and voiced in multiple languages, all within the same platform.
That's pretty amazing. So you're combining machine translation, synthetic voices, and even lip sync all in one place.
It's a huge shift in workflow, and the course talks about the benefits for businesses: real-time translation previews, automatic subtitles, simplified version control, even A/B testing for different translations.
It sounds like it could save a ton of time and money.
Absolutely, but even with all this automation, the course stresses that human expertise is still essential, especially for things like brand voice, cultural nuances, and making sure everything's compliant with different regulations around the world.
So it's another example of that hybrid approach where AI and humans work together.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the key for a lot of these AI-powered fields.
So basically, this course is like a one-stop shop for everything you need to know about AI dubbing.
Pretty much. It covers the different types of AI dubbing, the tools available, the quality considerations, the ethical implications, and even how to use AI avatars in your own work.
It sounds really comprehensive. And for anyone who's thinking about taking the plunge, they offer a free preview, right?
They do. You can get a taste of the course content, see the AI avatars in action, and decide if it's the right fit for you.
Definitely worth checking out. Okay, so we've covered what AI dubbing is and what this AVT Masterclass course is all about. But why should our listeners, the language service providers, localization professionals, and audiovisual translators out there care about this?
That's a great question. I think the biggest reason is that AI dubbing is here to stay. It's not just a fad. It's a real technology that's going to have a huge impact on our industry.
So we either embrace it or get left behind.
Basically, yeah, but it's not just about staying ahead of the curve. It's also about expanding our service offerings and being able to meet the changing needs of our clients.
Right. Clients are always looking for ways to be more efficient and cost-effective, and AI dubbing can definitely help with that.
Especially for certain types of content, like internal communications, training videos, or even some marketing materials.
And if we understand the technology, we can be the ones to advise our clients on the best way to use it.
Exactly. We can be the experts, the consultants who can help them navigate this new landscape and make informed decisions about when and how to use AI dubbing.
And it's not just about replacing human dubbing altogether. It's also about finding ways to use AI to augment our existing workflows and make us more efficient.
Absolutely. I mean, we can use AI for things like transcribing audio, creating rough translations, or even generating temporary voiceovers.
Which frees up our time to focus on the more creative and nuanced aspects of the job.
Exactly. So AI dubbing can actually help us to be more productive and efficient and to deliver even higher quality work to our clients.
That's a great point. And the AVT Masterclass course, it sounds like it gives people the tools to understand all of this and to start integrating AI dubbing into their work in a smart and strategic way.
It really does, and it does it in a way that's engaging, informative, and practical.
So for anyone listening who's curious about AI dubbing or who wants to learn more about how to use it in their work, I would highly recommend checking out the AVT Masterclass course.
And don't forget, there's a free preview available so you can get a sneak peek before you commit.
Exactly. So head over to the AVT Masterclass website and check it out. You won't regret it.
So to wrap up our deep dive today, we've seen that AI dubbing is a rapidly evolving technology that's already having a significant impact on the language industry.
And the AVT Masterclass course on AI dubbing seems like a fantastic resource for anyone who wants to stay ahead of the curve and learn how to use this technology effectively.
Absolutely. And as AI continues to develop and evolve, it's only going to become more important for us to understand how to use it in a way that benefits both our clients and our profession.
And that brings us to our final thought for today. As AI becomes more and more integrated into our workflows, what new opportunities and challenges will emerge for language professionals?
And how can we, as a community, ensure that we're using this technology responsibly and ethically?
Lots to think about. But for now, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI dubbing. We'll see you next time.
Until then, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with language and technology.